Hello, and welcome to Ecology GCSE exam questions. This is quite a nice topic. It comes up quite a lot on GCSEs. So let's start. So get to the next slide here. Okay, figure 1 shows the water cycle. So ecology is quite a big ranging subject. It's about the environment. Let's get my pen turned on. Okay, so it says name process G and process H. Okay, so I've already been given transpiration, condensation, process G, precipitation. So rain, snow, okay, hail, it's all known as precipitation, okay? Process H, so evaporation. So if you do geography, probably know this very well. Okay, nice 2 marks there. What causes the water vapor to condense and form clouds? So once it's already water vapor, it's like sort of steam really. So what happens to it? So trees absorb water, so do trees. Temperature of the water vapor stays the same. No, the water vapor heats up. So if the water vapor heats up, it'll just keep being hotter steam. So it's not that. So it cools down. So think about if a kettle next to a window, okay, if it hits a colder window, it condenses and it forms droplets. So clouds are actually not made of water vapor, they're made of very tiny cloud droplets, clouds, because it's actually condensed water vapor. So they're not steam, okay, they're very tiny droplets. Okay, water from rivers is treated before it's safe to drink. Use words from the box to complete the sentences. During water treatment, the solids in river water, like stones and other things, are removed by, let's have a look. Which ones? The only one that makes sense is filtering. Okay, so if you wanted to get solid substances out of something, okay, you have to filter it. So it can, you can think of it being obviously like stones, rocks, twigs, obviously animal poo and things like that. You don't want any water, do you? You need to filter it first. Chlorine is then added to the water to kill pathogens. Yeah, so obviously the filtering won't remove all the little tiny bacteria and viruses. So obviously we add chlorine to the water. Okay, you probably taste it a bit. Okay, in the water in the UK. Okay, or if you go swimming, you can smell it, the chlorine, can't you? Obviously, in case someone takes some in, okay, it's killed all the pathogens in it. So I wouldn't recommend you drinking any swimming pool water or anything, obviously, because chlorine in large amounts is dangerous, but a little bit just to swim in is fine. And the amount they put in tap water is obviously less than what they put in swimming pools, so that's fine to drink. But that's how it's treated. Okay, so often sometimes it's called chemically treated. Okay, so figure 2 shows the Canary Islands. So some of you may have been on holiday there. I have been to Tenerife, Lanzarote, off the coast of Africa. Okay, the Canary Islands do not have enough fresh water. Okay, you wouldn't think, fresh water. Fresh water is not salt water. If you think, well, they're islands, they've got lots of water. So you think, well, fresh water is different. Describe how seawater can be turned into drinking water. Okay, so seawater, so it's got salt in it. Okay, so how do we get the salt? So what you could do is that you could evaporate the seawater, so the salt is left behind. Okay, and use condensers to catch the water. Right, the best thing to do for this is to draw it. Okay, so you can draw it like operating in a laboratory, you can draw a bit more industrial. Okay, so the source of heat. So you could do this, you can do this and you can do it at home basically. Okay. Okay, on a lab at school, you could do this. So you have something called a condenser. Okay, so like a tube Okay, and it's got a water cooler around it. And it comes in and it sort of goes off here and it goes into, if you draw this and you label it, you'll get all the marks for it to show. Draw the salt being left behind and the water going up here. But I haven't drawn it. It's called a jacket. What's around here? That's dropping into there. It'd be like a drop of water. Okay. So this is called a condenser. This is what I'm trying to say. I say condenser. So water cooled jacket. It's in cooling, as in to cool down. Don't worry too much if you get the names. Just say it's cooled down by water. Okay. So salt is left behind. Okay, so water is boiled and evaporated. Okay, water is boiled and evaporated, and then you get pure water. Okay, so then it condenses in the condenser. Pure water. Okay. So yeah, sometimes it's easy to draw things. I always recommend to draw things to people because in examiners we get the I've marked lots of exams. You get the mark scheme. It says a diagram which shows what they mean. Okay, obviously a diagram that will work. Okay, that people will mark it really quickly. Also, it's good for them to mark. I can see it. You've explained it. Okay. Figure 8 shows an area of nettle plants. So you probably know them as a stinging nettle. Okay, grass does not grow among the nettles. Explain why grass does not grow where there are nettles. Okay, so there's a few reasons here, isn't there, you can think of. So the nettles would block the light, wouldn't they? Would block the light. So the grass could not photosynthesize. Also, the nettles would compete with the grass for minerals. For minerals in the soil. So grass would find it more difficult to grow. Okay, 22 marks that one. Figure 9 shows caterpillars eating nettle leaves. Yep, some animals can eat them. Actually, humans can if you boil them in water, take the stings away. They're actually edible if you boil them. A caterpillar has a body mass of 6 grams. They're not very big, are they? 1 week later, its body mass had increased to 7.5 grams. Caterpillars convert 10% of food eaten into body mass. Calculate the mass of nettles that the caterpillar ate. So how much weight did it put on? So 7.5 minus 6, I think we know it's 1.5. Okay, so it gained 1.5 grams. So it said caterpillars convert 10% of food into body mass. So 1.5 grams is 10% of something. So we don't have to do a proper maths calculation here, do we? So 10%. So if we times it by 10, you get 100%. That's a nice and easy question. Okay. let's go on to the next one. Describe what happens to food eaten that is not converted into the body mass of the caterpillar. So obviously some of it's used for respiration. So some of the food is used in respiration for the caterpillar to produce energy for itself. Other food mass is excreted by the caterpillar. Okay, so 2 things for 2 marks there. Devise a method a scientist could use to investigate how temperature affects nettle growth. Okay, so I need to write an investigation here. So again, we could draw, so we could describe something. Okay, so we could have, I don't know, let's try and think if we have to have samples of nettles. So let's have number 1. So take 10 similar sized nettle plants all grow from seed. Okay, so take some, so 10 similar sized, so measure, so number 2, measure the plant. It doesn't matter if they're not exactly the same, because we're going to look for a difference. Measure the heights, okay, possibly, and leaf numbers. So how many leaves they've got of the nettle. So 2 metrics there. Okay, 3. So place each nettle plant in a different temperature controlled environment. So e.g. 10 degrees, 15 degrees, 20 up in 5s. Any sensible amount will be fine. Right, 30, 35. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10. Okay, so it could be different temperatures. It could be finer than this, okay? So controlled environment. So we need to keep some things the same. So control the amount of light with lamps. The amount of light with lamps. So we keep that the same. And water the plants with the same volume of water. So they're controls. Okay, so same brightness, same amount of light. Okay, controls. So I'm going to write a little note here. So light and water volume are controls. So we need to wait a certain amount of time, don't we? So wait 1 week to give it time to plant, and measure plant height and leaf number and record results. Okay, compared to original measurements. Compared to original measurements. Again, a diagram is fine. Okay, find it easier. Right, figure 14 shows a crop in one area of Africa. The crop cannot be eaten by people. The crop is used to produce biofuel. So biofuel is when you use a crop to burn for energy. Okay, describe the advantages and disadvantages. I've got a bit more room here as well because in the exam I had a bit of room. I'm just trying to keep it on the same page. Describe the advantages and disadvantages of growing this crop to produce biofuel. Right, okay, so let's have a little list here. Advantages. Put disadvantages down here, give it all room. So advantages. So yeah, biofuel is renewable. Okay, so it provides energy to for those people, energy for the community. Okay. Another one would be it provides employment for the people. Because probably people are probably paid to work on that crop. Employment for local people, so jobs. Okay, so we might have another advantage in a minute. We just think of disadvantages. So land use here, okay, land use. Okay, so these crops, because people can't eat it, so that this is using land that could be used for crops. So using this land that could be used for edible crops. Okay, could so it's edible crops. So could lead to food shortages. Okay, also biofuel, when it's burned, actually does still produce carbon dioxide. CO2, carbon dioxide, when that contributes to global warming. I'll say climate change, it'd be more broader. Okay, so crop the crop is used to produce biofuel. So it both renewable, produce energy for the community, provides employment for local people. So also it could grow where they can't grow food crops. So it could be good land use. Now think about it. Some crops can't grow, some edible crops can't grow, but some non-edible might be able to grow, depending on what type of plant it is. Could be good land use. Land may not be used for farming. May not be used for food, of course, to be a bit more precise. Okay, so thank you for coming to answer that question. There are other things you can write there, but always write in full sentences as well there, because you get a mark for being clear. So just one word won't get you lots of marks. You might be able to say, if you just put something like biofuel is renewable, you might get some marks, but you won't get the full marks if you write a full sentence. So thank you for listening. Good luck with your exams, and hope to see you in another video. Thank you. Goodbye.